everybody, welcome to Off-Road Ramble. Apologise for it's a little bit windy. We're about 50 miles south of Salt Lake City. I'm interviewing Jack Gerard here with his trusty Ineos Grenadier. But we're going to do it in the context of doing a little bit of off-road driving. So it should be kind of interesting between myself and Jack doing a bit of driving. And I'll be asking him some questions about himself and various things connected to his Grenadier. So what we're doing before we drive off-road is just a little bit of, and this is just so we've got a bit more control over the vehicle. Basically what I'm going to get Jack to do is just lift the seat up a little bit. So you need to be comfortable but have good visibility. There's a couple of different ways of that we do this. If you put your hands at 10 to 2, quarter to 3, he's got a bit of a bend in his arm, so that gives him good leverage on the steering wheel. We don't want to be up too high so that you can't see, but also too low down. But if the fact that we've just lifted the seat up maybe quarter of an inch, that's given you, a lot of decent visibility outside, has increased that visibility. And the nice thing about a Grenadier, because it's, it's got some very good right angles on the bodywork, we can actually, assume where the front of the car would be very, very easily. In other words, there's no blind spot. So we're just sort of maximizing that point of view. And you're not, we're not freaking androids, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to do this every time. And I don't know, I do. I palm the wheel all the time down through lazy.
That's how I drive.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. But that, and ideally not letting you, and I'm doing it from this angle.
Yeah.
But ideally not letting your hands kind of go like all
go
the way
past.
out. And the other favorite one is that. I mean, that's really bad.
Yeah. We're going left.
Yeah.
You hit one rock and your wrist is gone.
A very limited range of motion, right?
So just kind of run these little kind of micro movements almost while keeping it smooth.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to climb up a hill. We're going to simulate maybe not making the hill just so we can come backwards, but we are going to configure the truck, right? We're going to configure it to be driving in this environment. First thing we're going to do for more low speed control is put the vehicle into low range. It's currently in high range at the moment. So if you just pop it into neutral, Jack, just put it into neutral like that, and then pull it all the way back, lifting the collar, and that'll put it into the low range set of gears. And then just pop it into drive so we're ready to go. What we can do now is slide the shifter across, and that will engage the center differential. So do that now, and what that will do is lock the front and rear axle together so it's turn at the same speed. So we're not going to climb this hill and have loads of drive escaping out the through the front axle, because there's less ground pressure, less grip on the front end potentially. All right, so hands on the wheel. Let's go. We're going to go over about 2/3 of the way. And it will climb up here, no problem at all. But we're just going to basically go through the motions. If it did lose traction and anywhere else where we're going, what we do, and it will equally slow you down in low range, going in reverse as we forward. So if we stop there, so let's say it was losing traction, just pop it into reverse, and then just have a quick look in the mirrors. And we can see our cameraman's nicely waiting there. So just take your foot off the brake and gently back we go. And the low range gears will bring us back, and that's just pure mechanical resistance. There you go. And just look left and right. There we are. Superb. Yeah, and back it goes. And we've got the camera to back it up, which is kind of nice here actually, because it does show you a distinction in the colours of the terrain outside. That's not always the case. There we go. Superb. Okay, let's stop there. Right, let's just get to the top.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just cruise right up.
Mm-hmm. And again, see how slowly you can do it, and it will just climb up nice and gentle. That's it. Because the mindset is you need to hammer it, right? Like you were saying, that kind of dirt bike mentality. We rely on pretty much all on momentum.
Cowboy.
Up we go.
That is amazing.
It's pretty cool the way it climbs, right? And it's only doing it with what is that? 1800 RPM?
Yeah, if even.
There we go. Yeah, the low end torque of these things is amazing, right? It is pretty amazing how it pulls from such low revs. Right, let's stop here. So then, Jack, if you'd like to, because we've done a little bit of instruction there just to get things started, but tell me about yourself. How did you get into buying a Grenadier, and or why did you buy a Grenadier? Because there's so many vehicles we can choose from out there on the market. And what did you have before? That's always a good question. Right? What vehicle do you have before you had the Grenadier?
Yeah, absolutely. Before this car, I had a 2016 4Runner.
Right.
But before that, my very first car, as I like to say, I was a spoiled, rotten kid, was a 1997 Defender 90.
That's okay. Yeah.
That was my first car.
Yeah.
We put it through the paces. I grew up in Washington, D.C. area, Northern Virginia, and it
Right.
saw so much mud that even though the family still has it, it's basically been fully restored at this point because of all the rust and everything else we got from that. And
They get a hammer in back east, don't they?
they do, yeah. And actually, my senior year of high school, I went to high school right next to the CIA, and this would have been 2003. So this is just a few years after 9/11. I rolled it making a left turn right in front of the high school, and the first people to respond were guys in dirt bikes in all black, coming from the CIA. So I've got a lot of memories both on and off road in that car, good and bad.
So now you said CIA, and I said it again. So there's 3 times we've said CIA on the podcast. Completely different audience, right?
Exactly.
CIA 4 times now. Right.
They're listening to us.
Yeah.
They're listening anyways.
So be careful what we say.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you would say then, that this whether you agree with it or not, in general, a lot of people think that this vehicle is the spiritual successor to the Land Rover, the original Land Rover Defender. So would you say, the fact, maybe I'm asking the wrong question here because you're a bit biased, got one, but would you say that that's the case?
Absolutely. I
It's
mean,
amazing how many people say that.
totally. A lot of people make that claim, and I think I followed Land Rover very closely for a number of years and come from a family that's had Range Rovers, Defenders, the new Discovery, all the above. And I was anxiously watching for the new Defender for a number of years. And when it finally came out, was very underwhelmed, I think.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, it just didn't have that kind of character, that timeless body style, and all the other things that I really liked about it.
And I think a lot of people are like that for sure, yeah, because it's an awesome product, a driven one, but it's not really the same as the previous one. So it definitely opens up a different market for people to buy that type of car, but it also takes away another market. But yeah, Land Rover got the reasons for doing that, and from a business standpoint, it makes perfect sense. But it also leaves a big gap in the market for this, which is awesome, right?
Absolutely.
So it's a pretty. I think the story where this came from, how it's because a lot of car companies come out, like Lordstown, and there's a whole bunch of different ones. Now, obviously, their electric are a bit different in the case of Lordstown, but they come out with this idea, right, we're going to build a bunch of vehicles and we're going to sell them and it's going to be awesome. And then they fall by the wayside. So this, when in its initial stages, kind of got that same, that same sort of narrative was for the push, it won't last, or they'll build a handful and go bust or whatever. And of course, that's, Jim Radcliffe, he proved him wrong, right? He proved him completely wrong. And these things, they can't make enough of them, basically.
Absolutely. Well, and I know you mentioned Jim as well. Yeah, obviously this is, as many people see it, as the spiritual successor of the Defender. But at the same time, I see, in the way that Jim loved the Defenders, he spent time around the world driving it and loved it so much. I think I had a similar reaction to him, which is when the new one came out, it said, okay, this will be a great grocery getter, right? This will be a good car for Pilates. Right, but as soon as you get off road, it's just not.
But to be honest, if you made this with a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, independent suspension, and a CVT transmission, there'd still be a whole bunch of people that would buy this.
Absolutely,
it's the way it looks. They don't.
100%.
There's a lot of people that aren't interested in the sort of the over engineering or the mechanical prowess that this thing has that perhaps you and I appreciate.
Absolutely.
So I think it does attract a certain person. But yeah, it's funny. I think it always attracts a certain unique individual, this vehicle, and the community. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, so I guess from what you said then, this was a natural fit to jump into to one of these, from a Defender. Hey, it's Tim here from Off-Road Ramble. You've heard us talk about incredible adventures. Well, this year we're taking it up a notch. We're planning a full fall of unparalleled Grenadier experiences, from exclusive test drives at a private ranch to a massive charity car show, and of course the ultimate off-road pilgrimage to Moab. Trust me, you're going to want to be there. More details dropping soon on WarnerIneosGrenadier.com.
Absolutely. And, you know, going back to Jim, right, and Ineos and his story of kind of being a contrarian within a lot of businesses, right, and coming and winning against all odds, you know, whether that was petrochemicals in Europe or, you know, his continued work in sports and different teams. It's
he's a bit of a disruptor.
He's a disruptor. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, even building those, is it ethane, the gas, because they're a chemical company opposite Ineos, and he built those boats to ship ethane across the Atlantic, and people were saying to me, "You mad? You know, what the hell are you doing that for?" But, you know, he's made a legitimate business out of doing that, you know, and it's very successful, very lucrative. So, yeah, the guy definitely knows his stuff. And I think when you sort of look up some of the stuff that he did, he was kind of pretty instrumental in this, what this should be in concept, but also in how it looked as well. You know, I don't like this, or I do like that. You know, so he does have his feet on the ground. I think certainly is in touch with what goes on. I think I can't comment on the sport thing. I know people get very heated about the football, but even though I'm British, I have absolutely no interest and have no knowledge in football or soccer, as you call it out here. So I can't comment on that. But I know he's a controversial figure in that. But whether that's good or bad or not, I'm not entirely sure.
Well, look, some people may seem as controversial in the off-road vehicle community as well, right? You know, between his attempt to basically pick up where the Defender left off, and, you know, other things like that.
Do they call that weird thing? It's called the internet. You know, where they work horrible things about people, but they'd never say that to their face. Yeah.
Well, so here's another anecdote, right? As we're talking about the internet, as I started to research the Ineos Grenadier, and as they started coming out, people's reactions, you know, fortunately sometimes, and unfortunately, landing in places like Reddit and reading comments can be both helpful and destructive.
Yes, yeah.
But, you know, this thing comes out and people start prototyping it, and you've got all your Land Rover fanboys and your Toyota guys, right, and all your off-road community. Yep. But people are saying things like, you know what I really don't like? The shifter, right? Can you believe it? Can you believe the shifter looks that way? And I'm like, are you telling me that there's a new off-road product and the biggest criticism that these guys can come up with is the way the shifter looks? Yeah. And by the way, you know, that's connected to? It's connected to a BMW B58 motor and transmission, right?
Well, you'll never satisfy all the people all the time.
Absolutely.
So many people say, oh, it's a BMW shifter. It's not. It's actually a ZF shifter that's used by BMW.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Not a lot of people know that. But but it is, most people have seen this, you know, in BMW products. But there's other stuff that uses it as well that's not that obvious. But yeah, people give it a hard time, and I think because the interior of this thing looks very, very functional, and then this is sort of ergonomically, you know, designed for your hand. You know, it works, you know, very, very well, but aesthetically, it doesn't kind of match all the right angles on the dash, does it? So, you know, but that to me says that people are more worried about, you know, the aesthetics of the things, and yet they're interested in this vehicle, which is more about the, you know, the functionality of it, which is kind of, do you see what I mean? It's kind of like a counter-argument almost. I mean, also for example, in the Supra, it's the same transmission shifter, but it looks different. I think in Land Rover products, it's the same transmission and the same shifter, but it looks different. They've redesigned the outside. But, you know, in the case of Ineos, they said, well, it's a functional thing. Why are we changing it just because it looks different? You know, it kind of defeats the whole ethos of the truck, right? It's it's kind of like you say, it's a very limited argument. Yeah, and I guess you know, if you wanted to change it, and I think a couple of people I've seen on the internet have, that's fine. You know, but I think from the company standpoint, yeah, it's kind of pointless. Yeah, it's kind of a pointless thing to do. But
well, it's truly, you know, the utility of the vehicle, at least what I find, you know, I've got 15,000 miles on mine, and it's great. Everything you need it to do, it does. Yeah. And everything that you don't need it to do, it doesn't have that option. And I'm really attracted to that. I think a lot of people look at the modern vehicles, and I think they're starting to see this with consumers broadly in the US, like cars are too expensive. There's too many things on them. There's too many things going on, right? This kind of answers a lot of those questions and being a more stripped down, simplistic version of, you know, what you need and nothing that you don't.
And I'm sure if legislation was different, that it would be even more stripped down.
Yeah.
That a lot of people say, well, how come it's not as basic as the original, no, the 70 series Land Cruiser or the, you know, Land Rover Defender or the Mitsubishi Montero or whatever they're comparing it against. Well, those are vehicles from a different era, and especially the Land Rover. I mean, it ducked and dived. It had grandfather rights for almost everything. You know, it didn't have any airbags. You know, up until I think it was 2007 or whatever, it didn't even have ABS. You know, so
well, and that's what ultimately killed the Defender, right? 1997 was the last year that you could have a no airbag car in the United States. And I think Land Rover just said, we're done, right? This isn't trending the other way, right? It's trending toward more regulation. We don't want to deal with that.
And you know, to get them through the safety laws out here, that's why they fitted them with the external safety devices roll cage. You know, the 110s and the 90s. Yet for Europe, they didn't have that. I mean, they did put a different engine in it for emissions. They put the forward-facing seats in the back and whatever. But yeah, they knew its days were numbered. But yeah, it was such a shame that they didn't invest in it along the way, you know, because it pretty much level pegged the Jeep Wrangler for a long time. They were very similar products, but I think by the early 2000s, it was getting left behind a little bit. And yeah, it was a shame they couldn't keep on making it. But yeah, I know Jim Radcliffe's idea was that, you know, can we, he had various different versions. Can we keep on making it, you know, or can we make it for you? And he came out with several variations to Land Rover to keep, you know, some form of let's keep making it. And every one of them was not back. And that's what forced them to go, right, okay, you know, I'm going to build my own and pick away, whatever.
And, you know, like Jim's done through his entire career, he goes and he builds his own, right? You think of the way that he took liquefied natural gas from the United States and used that to power his European operations. And everyone said, this guy's nuts. And he said, watch me, right? And, you know, if you're going to make a bet on a car company, especially nowadays when some of these car companies are built off of the personalities of their founders, right? Tesla and other things like that.
And it's interesting, the latest one now, have you seen this Slate?
Have
you seen
with
that?
Bezos,
That looks, Jeff Bezos one. That looks kind of interesting because it's he's, again, I wouldn't say he's the same as Jim Ratcliffe, but he's got obviously a lot of resources behind him. So I think that might be one that might see some traction. The Slate, and the fact that he'll get the volume because it's a lower, you know, it's a lower price product. So and a lot of people cry out for a basic vehicle, and like you say, it's. I think a lot of manufacturers put all this extra stuff onto, you know, literally to justify the high price. But and there's definitely a market for people who want luxury cars like that. But I think it's not as vibrant as it used to be, shall we say?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So shall we go and do a bit more cool stuff? Would you like to go down? It's a pretty steep hill.
Whatever you'd like me to do.
And
with your direction, I can do it, Tim.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So
famous last words. Keith, you gonna cut that in before we roll over?
Absolutely. So for just if you're wondering on camera, by the way, guys, we're currently in low range with the center differential locked, and we're just kind of bimbling around this terrain here. We'll get some shots from the outside. It gets kind of rocky, a little bit bumpy. We've got low tire pressures now down to 20 psi, so it really works as a nice extension to the suspension. So it's really not testing the Grenadier at all. But yeah, we'll do a few more little bits for you and yeah, show you what this will do. So you want to go to the hill then, Keith? Yep. Okay then, guys, we've got a very, very steep hill to descend. I have actually done this hill before, so I kind of know what it's going to do. We're in an identical vehicle, but in terms of how we're going to set the vehicle up, it's loose shale down here, so it's a little bit loose. We probably don't want to brake if we can help it. So we've got it in low range. We've got the center differential locked. We're going to put it in off-road mode. So if you're doing that, Jack, just pop it into off-road mode. Like that. There we go. And that's now in off-road mode, so that's awesome. When it's currently in drive, so if you can select first gear, we're descending in the lowest practical gear. There's some exceptions to that. If this was loose, you might want a slightly higher gear, but I guess for this today in this vehicle, first it is pretty good. I've already jumped outside and lined the car up. What we don't want to do is a bunch of steering on here. So in other words, approaching this from an angle. And I realize this is difficult to appreciate on camera right now. But we don't want to be doing a whole bunch of steering, so the back end's not following the front. So that's what we've decided to do. So, shall we?
Let's do it.
Do it. Okay. Off we go. And what we could do with here is just a little bit of sort of cadence braking. So we're going to turn left here because it's not straight. And for the back still, going to follow the front. There we go. And just a little bit of braking perhaps. We'll try it without the brake, Jack. I'll show you what to do. So that's right.
All right. Yeah.
But just a little bit of brake on this bumpier stuff here. And then I'll just allow the suspension to react. And for those axles, just to reach into all those undulations. There you go. And it does it pretty easy. And that's just purely mechanical resistance, engine braking. And we might later use the hill descent control feature, but it does it very similar to that. But of course, it's working differently. It's using the brakes rather than using the mechanical resistance of the engine through the low gears and the transfer case. And you can either change up now, put it into drive, because now we're on the flat bits, and that's good to go.
There we go. Yeah, that was no problem.
So you got your dirt bike head on to get up there then, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it is a bit of momentum, yeah.
And then going up, leave it in drive, right? Because as you leave it in drive, then that will adjust the gear depending on...
Yeah, what you don't want to do, so like if you were in a
trailer that could do.
truck here, depending on what it was, like if you're in a, is your Land Rover a stick shift for your Defender?
Automatic.
It was, okay.
Yeah.
If it was a manual, and it depends on the car, like if I was in a Land Rover, I'd add second gear up here. If I'm in like a Tacoma, I would probably want it in first because they're higher geared. But with an...
So it depends on your gear ratio for your first gear.
Yes, yeah. But basically, yeah, I'm going to stop here. Basically, what you don't want is a low gear that's going to induce wheel spin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whether you know, however that manifests itself, you know, it could be the rear it's a combination of the rear drive and the gearing and the transmission and blah 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 blah. But yeah, ultimately you don't want a low gear, and that's where in an auto it's really nice because it will kind of change up. It will go through the gears. Now you could, if you wanted to, you could manually do. Well, it pulls away in second anyway, but you could manually, if you do that, it holds it in second. So it's not going to change up to third. You could do it that way.
And then when you get the recommendations, because when you're in manual, right, sometimes they'll give you the recommendations for shifting up and down. If you're off-road, is that something you should pay attention to, or is that something you should just kind of ignore when off-road and kind of focus more, I guess, for on-road and manual driving?
That, if you listen to the note of the engine,
yeah,
it's kind of it's asking you not to either labour the engine or over-rev it, right? Because you're going either below or above the optimal torque range, I suppose.
For that gear.
Yeah, for that gear. Yeah. So you're either labouring it or you're over-revving it. Yeah. So in other words, if you're in a manual, you'd go up, and if it's a too high gear and it would stall on you, or you go up in a too lower gear and it'd just be revving like hell and spinning the wheels. Too extreme.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. So let's leave it in two, see what it does.
All right, cool.
Leave it in second gear.
Yeah. All right, so
off we go.
Take a little juice into it, and then I'm going to try to work that foot positioning better so I don't bounce on this one.
Yeah, and bouncing is a problem here because, of course, it's fairly bumpy. There's a little bit of steering to do, so just be mindful of where the wheels are pointed. So that's a decent pace. What is it? We're doing at 8 miles an hour, 7 miles an hour.
A little more right here.
Yeah. And when we get to the top, we need to get onto those rocks that were almost like little ledges. There we go. Bit of dust up here. Yeah.
Seems like we're closer to being stuck than we actually are, right? Just because the amount of dust right.
There you go.
So line up on my left here.
Yep. Perfect. Yep. And guys, I've actually stacked some rocks here, so that left wheel will make a nice transition. So it's actually going up a diagonal angle rather than a vertical angle. And by the way, we're not actually using the axle differential locks. Now, this vehicle has axle differential locks, but you can see it gets up here no problem at all. Now, I suspect if we stop there, because it's very loose, it might not have pulled away because it was very, very loose. But you can see it made it no problem. And we did, what, 7, 8 miles an hour?
7, 8.
Right? So you don't need to go nuts. Yeah. All right. Well,
amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
I felt like I was cheating.
Well, you are in one of these, right? Let's do more work for you, right? Okay.
Keith coming.
Yeah, I said to him when we did this, I said, this is going to be a freaking nightmare to edit in because it's knowing which bits that we're just talking shit.
Totally.
It's so.
There might be some of that you can cut in though, right? That feels really authentic and is, yeah.
Yeah.
That was amazing. That felt way too easy.
But they are, I mean, no BS.
The way they're set up mechanically.
Good, yeah.
Yeah.
They're all really good. And it's amazing how many Americans think that they'll be crap because they don't have great big tires up.
Yeah. But that's just an entirely different mentality, right?
I mean, there is an argument for having big tires.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Big tires.
Or mudding, right? Deep mud, right? The bigger tires.
Sometimes, yes and no. I mean, sometimes big fat tires are actually a hindrance in the ruts.
Huh.
You know, like if you're in narrow ruts.
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you an idea. I used to go out in a Range Rover on mud tires, and it would always get hung up around the corners because most of our ruts were made by defenders with narrow tires. So you get hung up all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know, 61 Hartman doesn't do the other. I mean, certainly for rock crawling, yeah, you want a big, well, not too big, but you want a wide-ish tire, but it's the height of the tire where it's important, doesn't it? You know, because when you air them down, it gets you that. Yeah. But yeah, there's a fashion thing like, but I'll put
of course.
Yeah, I mean, if you talk to some of the older guys, they say, yeah, when you talked about like in the 80s, you talked about having 32s, they were massive. Yeah. There are people who like to talk about 37s and 40s.
And can they fit them stock, right? Yeah, can I get a 35 on this stock?
Will it affect my miles per gallon? You know, will it make it handle differently?
Yeah.
No, not at all. It'll be exactly the same.
Yeah.
Do about a mile per gallon. Yeah. But reality being, it will handle like a runaway piano.
Totally.
And do 8 miles to the gallon. Yeah.
Well, and that's what.
Not the fuss of the tires.
Well, and that's one thing I love about the designs of this too, is you can tell it's, again, designed for a bigger than average tire compared to what you'd see on most road cars. But again, also designed to kind of optimize the vehicle based on it. I don't know, what would you say that range is? Probably what did they come stock? A 30 and 265, something like. And you know, I've got 285s on this. Like, it's kind of the perfect range. I mean, I've got a slightly oversized compared to stock, and it doesn't rub, and it doesn't, you know, it's designed well for that exact reason. It's designed to be off-road.
Yeah, I mean, tires are a compromise, right?
Yeah.
You know, if you wanted this to go around a track, you put some low profiles on it and put some stiff springs and different dampers on. But if they're terrible out of here, you know, and there's vice versa, you know, so it's a, you know, it's a happy medium, right? So what you could do over this bumpy stuff, so like, you see how it's, like here, you're avoiding the bumpy stuff?
Yeah.
But where, well, here it just goes over it, right, because we dropped the tires. But where you go, this more aggressive stuff, it's a good idea to left foot brake. You've been on that before.
When you're going up even?
Yeah. Oh, definitely, yeah. Because what it does is it just provides a tiny bit of resistance to the wheels, and a little bit of resistance is good for torque delivery. So, yeah, so just give it a little bit of left foot brake now. You're not trying to stop the thing, and that you want to choose yet. About where you are now.
That's my line, right?
Yeah. So yeah, stop a minute. Talk about a line. So what you're doing, Grenadier's got about 10 inches, just over 10 inches of ground clearance.
Yep.
If you straddle that, you're then taking away almost all that ground clearance, probably negative, which means you're going to touch.
Yep.
The fact that you know what you're doing, and you've got the wheels on the rocks, that means it's lifted up, right? It's going to elevate it. I mean, that's obviously the
yeah, of course.
Yeah. So yeah, perfect. Yeah, but yeah, just give it a little bit of left foot brake.
All right, so I got a little bit on here. I don't want to hit Keith. What's my line? My line's just right here where I'm lined up?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I want to get up on this rock here on the left?
I would.
Okay.
Because again, it elevates it, doesn't it? Yeah. You don't want too much brake, because then you're just asking the thing to go and stop at the same time.
Yeah.
And it, you know, some cars don't even like doing that. You just want to put there a slight bit of resistance, and it will just smooth it out. There you go. So just a little bit of momentum. There you go. Up she goes. You see how it smooths it out?
Yeah.
Whereas if you were just, and the fact that you're should be doing that thing with your foot on the brake.
Yeah.
For the accelerator. Yeah, just that smooths it out. So all those little things make a difference. But when you get used to doing it, I can spot it from outside if someone's doing it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So if you're getting the little lurches and things like that, it kind of smooths all that out.
When we do the other stuff,
Try to do it the rest of it.
you can see people. Like here, I would bother doing it because it's kind of pointless.
There's not
But when you
enough.
get up to that technical stuff, yeah, I'd definitely do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like just about where Keith's walking now.
Yep.
Yeah, probably.
So use that line. Get my right up first, and then
Yeah, just
do it a little bit right here.
smooth it out. Yeah, it definitely works.
Oh, yeah. It really is just the slightest.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit of resistance. That's all it is.
There's a very clear line on my left foot where
Yeah.
I've gone too far, right? And then I can feel kind of the
And
brake
so
resistance
people
versus.
really hate doing that because it's a left brain, right brain thing.
Yeah.
You can drive a stick, right? Yeah. So you've got the coordination with the clutch. So it's easier for you to use your left leg. If you've only ever driven an auto and never driven a manual, you haven't got that left leg coordination.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So people tend to get a bit pissed off with doing it if they're not used to it.
Also, when you race, you normally run left, right. If you're racing anything.
I always left for, when I race,
Yeah.
it was racing. I was always left for braking. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I really like driving in our side by side. I like running.
Yeah.
Left foot, right foot. When you're trying to be more aggressive around corners and stuff, it just gives you that extra response time when you used it.
And that's the only reason to do it on a track, right? Is
Yeah.
you can transition from brake to accelerator quicker.
Yeah.
That's not really why we're doing it here.
No, yeah.
But it's just, the principle's the same, yes, I suppose, yeah. So at some point we've got to go left here.
So we're trying to get to the purple.
That's rattlesnake, yeah. We want to go up and go left. But I think this should be, looking at the lines here, we should drop down here. See, I looked for that mine yesterday and it's been filled in. But anyway, yeah, we're dropping down here.
Cool.
And we're heading for these tailings up here.
Awesome.
That's what we're looking for.
All right. So like right here, no. Probably not this up here for the, for the braking, for the left foot braking.
I wouldn't bother doing it.
Yeah, this is
Bumpy.
not enough.
Was that all right, Keith?
Yeah, I was good. We need to do that a couple more times.
Yeah.
So I'll let you know if there's a spot coming up.
Yeah, I mean, there's this bit here that's a bit bumpy.
Yeah. Yeah, I might jump out here to side.
All right. You want me to pull up like right here and then let you up?
I was like talking to you and then, so I was watching you walking that side. Where was he gone?
When I get ideas, I just do it.
Yeah.
Love it. What do you use Gaia? Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot, not when I did a broadcast stuff, but when the guys use Onyx, and I just used Gaia. That was the first one I knew about, but I actually honestly think Onyx is better.
It keeps getting better too.
Yeah.
They start logging a lot more on it.
And may have upgraded Gaia, but I think Onyx, having seen other people use it, then yes, I think it is slightly better.
I'm gonna work on my left foot braking here. It's probably not enough to really notice, but good practice, right?
It just allows the axles to transition.
Yeah.
You gotta remember when you're driving over stuff. Like if you went over that rock with the right wheel here,
We do that.
what it's doing is it's pushing the right wheel up and it's pushing the left wheel down. So that transition of the axle is much smoother with your
With the left
brake.
foot.
Yeah.
So it's almost the lateral motion as much as it is the forward and back.
And also it's the lateral motion, yeah, and the compression and yeah, absolutely.
Take it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can really almost feel it even in the small stuff that says you. Oh. See you, Keith.
He's used to do this shit.
Oh, yeah.
See how the shoot that mine down? I looked for you.
Is that a road right there? Is that where we're going?
I'm not sure. It's all looks about the same. So you see that light brown patch up there?
Yeah.
That's where we're heading.
Oh, amazing.
That's the tailings. That's all the stuff they dug out by hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's our first stop.
Is this lift there? I think there's that road right there. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
The road-
what,
that's the one.
the general direction. Yeah, that's what we should be dropping down to. Yeah.
So on this would be a good spot to work on the.
See how bumpy that is. So just left foot brake a bit, and you'll find it just smooth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Smooth there, high.
Amazing.
And if you drive something old and crap with a bunch of backlash in the transmission, it's most essential to do this. You almost got to do it.
Yeah.
There's no other. Yeah, because you get, a bunch of backlash in the drive shafts, in the drive line, in the transmission. So by the time you lift the clutch up, the freaking drive line moves.
Smooths all of that
down the whole revolution before it starts to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it smooths all of that out. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is when you're selling your old car,
Yeah, drive it like that.
drive it like that.
Yeah.
And someone gets in and they're like, wait.
This is good.
Yeah. Wow, this almost feels modern.
Yeah, my Blazer actually has no backlash on it now at all.
Oh, you've got it all
Yeah, because literally I had
cleaned up.
I had a new diff put in, a chromoly drive shafts put in it, and yeah, it's new transmission, new drive line. Yeah, so you freaking do it now.
It's all tight now.
Yeah. Right, so I hope should be left turn coming up in a minute. Yeah, there it is. I see it there. Yeah. I think it might be after. It's upon the trees though.
Yeah, it looks like it's a sharp left up here after the.
So what you could do, what you're doing now is braking, right?
Yep.
And it's fine. Is the surface loose? Yeah, a little bit, but we're not. It's not the major thing, right? Sure. Yes.
I might do one more reverse just for a few less pinstripes.
No, that's fine.
Like this. So, what I could do
On now,
is go into one.
yeah, because you're trying to go so slow to avoid these trees. So the slower you go, I mean, it sounds freaking obvious, the more accurate we can be.
Yeah. There we go.
Because the back will always take a tighter turn than the front. Always.
So right there. So ideally, before dropping something like this, you get lined up, right? And you'd have your line. But in that case, where we have to turn.
Yeah, there's not much you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
I mean, if that
Kind of feather the brake off that a little bit as it rolls, and then just let the gears take it from there.
I mean, if this was wet, you probably need to make. Excited. Oh yeah, you'd probably need to make the judgment call that this is probably not a good idea to, put yourself and the truck at risk straight on.
Straight up.
Yeah. But then, if you're in something like a UTV or a quad or something that you've trailered here,
That's just all.
yeah. I mean, if you break it, bend it, it's like, oh, okay, whatever. Yeah.
They're so light,
Yeah.
so nimble. This plane. I feel like that's an entirely different
Animal. Hang on a minute. We're a bit out of our. We're off. How annoying.
I need to go back.
Try going down there. Because
So
because the road, you're right, the road is in front of us. I can freaking see it.
Oh,
So
manual. We're good if you want to start into the next AV10.
Cool.
So what we're doing up here, guys, we're just doing a little bit of a climb here. It's pretty rocky. We've been talking about doing left foot braking. So just a little bit of left foot here works really nicely. It just smooths the transition of these Carraro axles over the terrain. But it also better for torque delivery as well, where you get slightly less incidence of wheel spin, and there's a better delivery of torque, from the tires to the ground, basically. So yeah, it's anything we can do to help the car. It is always good, as capable as this is. We could have absolutely driven up with that just in driving, gone, yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, anything you can do to help it is always good. Yeah, best practice, I feel like. Area we're driving on, bunch of old mine roads and mine tailings, so it goes from dirt into these rocks. So Jack's doing a pretty good job there. He's just doing a little bit of left foot braking over some of these more tenuous bits, and then we'll do a couple of seconds of driving a bit quicker on the flat bits, and then more left foot braking. So it works kind of nice. It definitely smooths it out. I've done enough of that where I can kind of feel it. But yeah, anything to help the car. And for those of you who've driven older stuff, it's kind of almost essential to left foot brake, especially on a stick shift. You can do either of these.
What do you think? Should we go the right line?
Why not?
How's that shelf? We got that shelf.
Add it with left foot brake and we can go anywhere.
There we go. Oh, this could be a good one.
It is a ledge here, guys. This is about a, I don't know, 8-9 inch ledge. So, we're just trying to ease the car up. Via a bit of left foot braking and tyre pressure's nice and low. Yep, just walk up here. And right now, we've got the car configured in low range with the center differential locked, which is perfect to this terrain. So I understand you, Jack, were at our Grenadier gathering.
Yep.
Tell me what you were doing there.
We had the opportunity to be down there, and I have an advertising agency, and so we went to shoot some photos and some videos of the event. I also went as a participant, as just again just another Grenadier nerd. And like we were talking about earlier, it was really cool to meet a number of the other owners that are interested in both the Grenadier and the off-roading. But yeah, I mean, we had the opportunity to take photos, both digital and film. We, like I've mentioned earlier and a few times, there's kind of this idea of the Grenadier being a little more analog as a vehicle. And so we thought it was really cool to go down and shoot some 35mm film. That's also kind of an analog medium to match kind of the style of the car. So we got some pretty cool photos and we had a great time. And again, it was really cool to meet other people that are interested in the vehicle. All right, what's my line here, Tim?
Hey, it's Tim Pettit from Off-Road Ramble. This September the 27th, we're teaming up with Bolt Farms and chef Sarah Glover. Yes, that's Sarah Glover for a modern adventure experience. Warner will be there with Grenadiers built for the kind of backcountry this event demands. Nothing polished, nothing performative, just purpose-driven vehicles doing what they're designed to do. And you'll get to hop in and experience them for yourself in between great food, great community and hard-working fashion. Tickets will be available soon for just under $100. Check the link in our bio. Warner Ineos Grenadier, built for real life.
So again, so just stop there. And again, we probably won't translate very well on camera, but we've got a ditch here, guys, that we're going to cross. So ideally with a ditch cross, you want to cross it slightly diagonally. So think about the one wheel at a time. There are exceptions to that, but you want to do one wheel at a time to come through here. So, and if you look, but we are kind of slightly diagonal, right? We're not completely perpendicular. So I'd just say go where you are. Stay where you are.
Awesome. And again, having the wheel angle here is really helpful on the dash to be able to keep that straight line.
Yep. So that one wheel at a time will deal with the obstacle. If this ditch that we're driving through now was perpendicular, then I would put an angle into it. But the angle was already there.
Yeah.
Right? So, where's the key?
Is this Confidence Hill?
No. Well, you do need
That's not our line right there.
That's Unconfidence Hill there, yeah.
That is the when you have the dirt bike.
Yes,
that's the dirt bike line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where we're going to go, this will make you a really good picture, video, I should say. We're going to go around here, and you see that last one where you can just see the top of it? It's super narrow, okay? So we're going to come around, and it peeks you out on the top, and it's just like a big flat ledge. Action. Okay. You do this, so.
We're supposed to tell him he has to go straight up, right?
Yeah, we're going to get to the top of that. There's actually one round here that you can do that I wouldn't do it in one of these simply because if it slips, you'll wreck the body.
Oh, yeah.
In that old Land Cruiser,
Yeah.
slips is like, no.
Go bang around.
But literally, it's a V-gully like that, and you have to kind of put the car in the deep. But if it does this,
If you go, you're toast.
last time I did, we completely knocked the mirror off the. Took the mirror off and bit the but you don't want to do it in a empty grass.
Yeah. Let's see. I think he's good. Is that where you want him?
So yeah, go on. You can't see from here, but I'll guide you through. So it's on drive, so it will change it. So what we're doing now, guys, you'll probably see if we got some footage from the outside. This is all mine tailings. It's all stuff they impressive. They dug out by hand, and we're driving through now. It's second gear, low range. We're climbing. It's pretty steep. You need to be committed up here. So we're just driving through these old tailings. So just slow down a bit. Keep it moving. So you can be more after you. Don't stop here. That's it. So now this is the worst bit when we can't see. When you can't see, you tend to want to steer. So just keep the wheels where they are.
Yep.
Come on, you're good.
That's still good on the other side.
Keep going. Left a bit. There you go.
There we go.
So you can see if you steered either left or right, it would be
A little exciting.
to say the least. Yeah. Yeah. And that first bit, you probably said, well, we were both doing that, right? Because we were like, where the hell are we going?
Yeah.
And you can just see the sky. For some reason, I don't know why, but people just want to steer like this. They want to steer.
Because you're flying at that point. You're no longer on the ground, right?
They're almost like they're looking for something, yeah. And that's where you end up. That's how people tip them over, yeah. So it's not good. And it was like, you just, what the Grenadiers are great at doing is, manipulating the laws of physics, but it won't change them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it can only do so much.
So when we come out here,
Should I take this one? I think this is. It's the one we came down, right?
Yeah. So you'll have to do a bit of. Get it straight now. Yeah, I always joke that the guys I did in military training with, they're pretty funny.
Yeah.
One guy is an ex-US Army Ranger, but But I'm good at useless things, talking about cars.
Yeah.
One of the other things I'm pretty good at is doing Michael Caine impressions, but I have filmed Whiskey Inside and need to do it. It's so funny when Americans trying to do one key.
Yeah. And Michael Caine had lots of quotable lines.
Oh, yeah. See, it's the same thing right up here.
But does that make sense about the diagonal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And that's rattlesnake if we wanted that, but that's everything.
That way down there. Yeah, that's a good way to bang everything up. All right, so probably come around here and then stop.
I think what you do.
Give him a little toot.
Yeah.
Try to start going.
Just go slow and he can, I don't know.
He's do his thing.
You stop.
I think he's shooting photo, so it'll.
I'm guessing not at the shot.
That's almost a cooler photo from our angle right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll stop there.
I'll wait till he tells me to stop.
Gazillion fixtures a minute, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm sure he's shooting them.
This stuff out. Yeah. Double way stuff out.
This is where we need to make our we're gonna die faces.
This is what you rub up against on that other one.
But you see, just right here.
Like,
Give me a new paint job.
yeah.
That stuff's nasty. When you get down south to have you been down to the swell yet?
No.
When you get down to the swell, a lot of it,
San Rafael's. Yeah.
it's pretty awesome down there.
Like muddy or sandy?
Both.
Yeah.
All the above, depend on when they last got rain. He's shooting video, we're probably gonna be all right.
Yeah, we're supposed to be doing a camping trip out to San Rafael Swan in July. It will be hot as hell.
Oh, it'll be blazing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna assume he's not there.
Yeah, he'll move out your way.
There we go.
Very. Have you watched any of the other podcasts?
Uh-huh.
Have you?
Yeah.
Those are the ones that I've done, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I haven't watched any of them.
Oh, really?
I'm not watching it.
You refuse to, or you having that time?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. I'm not really good
It's
at
kind of
watching
hard.
myself.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Keith keeps showing me bits to say, well, we need to do this. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I used to have to do loads of that for Land Rover. We used to have to record ourselves instructing, and also I did a whole bunch of stuff, internal stuff to train it,
Oh, yeah.
and it's on and just like 6 people watching it. I'm like, we're going to go get a cup of coffee and then in the bathroom, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't hear myself.
Yeah. See ya. He's gonna shoot from behind.
Because we haven't cycled the ignition, it's
Yeah, we're good to go.
and it's level as well, so you got your left wheel is going to be the same as the right wheel, so it applies to a bit of a slippage at the top. It's where you get height differences, where you get traction loss. But I mean, these things are so good, with that wheel articulation.
Oh yeah, I see it. You got a little bit here on the right side where it's
Yeah.
gonna lift, and then some soft on the left. There we go. I mean, it doesn't even I'm trying to go slow to see if I can get stuck right now.
There you go.
Just did that at 3 miles an hour. That's crazy. That doesn't even flinch. That's amazing. It's hard because then I'll jump in my brother's Tacoma, right? And we'll be in something like this. And you feel so much more of it in those lighter trucks.
I'm not a fan of Tacomas. And they are very reliable and they're
Yeah.
very resilient.
Yeah.
Well put together, especially the ones are really well put together.
Yeah.
Well, there's two things I don't like them. One is the high gear. The gear is too high on them.
Yeah.
So when you're on the road, it's high.
That's great.
But off road, everything's in first gear, first gear. And the other thing I don't like is driving position. That your legs are out like that. Now in a Land Cruiser, like the 70 series,
Just sit up a
well,
little more. Yeah.
if you sit like this, should be like on a seat. But in a Tacoma, for some reason, your legs are out like that. I don't like. It's just ideally, you want to do a diving on Wichik. If it's not quite diagonal from here, but you in other words, don't do it straight. In
Yeah.
other words, don't do it perpendicular, which we're not. Yeah, so you're fine. So
We're good right here.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking where I can get him the most axle articulation.
Go around a bit then.
We go this way.
And just put like a 45 anchor before right and then full left. Carry left down.
All right, here. Shit. So kind of right where he's standing.
Yeah.
Kind of right at that same angle.
Keep it with. Don't. So the other thing is, don't let the car push the wheel out your hands.
Okay.
Yep. So either,
Always keep hand on it.
well, you feel like it's pulling the wheel out, trying to pull the wheel out your hand. Yeah. Don't let it do that. Yeah, like it's doing now.
Keep it tight.
Because, well, there's two reasons why the car will go the wrong direction. What? Because you let it go that way, because the car will, the terrain will push the wheel out your hands. And the other one, which we're not really doing here, is when you lean.
Oh yeah.
When you lean, you want to steer the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, lean left from a steer right. And
Like counter steer. Yeah.
So and then the car struggle. People, why is it struggling? Well, because you're leading and you'll steer it. Yeah. I mean, it's obvious when you break it down, but when you sat behind the wheel, not so much.
That's kind of those natural reactions you have, right? That may be counterintuitive to get the most out of the vehicle.
It's how humans interact with, a machine.
Physics.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think, how would we integrate what you just said into like being a Challenger Ram?
I mean, I could say something like, let's see. I'll try to kick it off.
Your advertising agency head on, do you get any comments about the Grenadier?
Well, it's funny. A lot of people in the agency world are starting to buy them. So the one comment we get is, I would say a lot of people know about them. Again, a timeless vehicle that has utility to it. I mean, it kind of checks a lot of the boxes
Right.
that a lot of people in the advertising space enjoy. But thinking through it,
Well, they're the same sort of people in the 90s who had ponytails.
same thing, you're right? Exactly. Same type of people that style themselves to go to the coffee in the morning, right? In their Grenadier. No, I think one thing that's always really interested me in Jim's career, right, at Ineos alone, is he always has kind of been a challenger brand guy. He's always been a true contrarian. A lot of people, especially in the United States in business, claim to be contrarian, but they're just kind of a carbon copy of someone else.
Well, it's a bit like saying that it's like if I said to you, yeah, people think I'm really funny. If you think you're funny, you're probably not.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, totally. Well, especially in the tech space, right? They all look the same, they all dress the same. I'm different. Well, why are you different?
Absolutely right. And if you think you're really cool, you're probably not.
Exactly, right? But Jim actually is, right? I mean, the guy went into petrochemicals in Europe at a time when everyone was saying petrochemicals won't exist in the next 10 years, and we're 20 years into it. He's dominating, right? Because he made a bet that no one else did. So I feel the Ineos brand really represents that, even beyond Ineos Automotive, and that's exciting. I'd love to be a part of that.
Apply those principles to the brand, right?
Yeah,
For sure.
100%.
Yeah. See, and it has been very disruptive, and there's been lots of people who sort of poo-pooed the idea of the concept. So yeah.
Totally.
So this is a pretty cool climb, and this definitely gets harder and harder and harder. It's looser. You see there's a bunch of busted rocks here. Yep, really got the option of going around stuff here. So a little bit of left foot braking probably help over some of the spell technicals to keep the momentum going. You see there's a little bit of wheel spin there. So this is, probably 10 or 15% momentum and, 85, 90% grip, especially with this here.
Yeah, as it gets kind of off camber here a little bit.
Steering's pretty important as well, keeping the wheels straight on L10Ws. There we go. And that's with no
frols. Yeah. I mean, straight up.
Yeah. And then go straight and then left. Park a beer somewhere. And this is my objective to get to this. We're pretty high now. 60, what else? 62, 60, yeah. And go left back up here.
Oh, okay. Swing around.
Also, I was looking at my annoying device. There we go. I'm glad we made it up here, because I was wondering whether my crap navigation and it's that little ups bloody saying the beam actually get here, but we have made it. And there's actually quite a lot more that you can do up here. This is Sunshine Canyon. And there was a little town,
Straight ahead right here.
Yeah, and just parking between these. So, yeah.
Let's see.
So down here and then left.
Down to the left. All right.
So you're putting one first gear one. Yeah, first gear low range. I mean, it's pretty.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got a nice little off. Should I line up straight here first, or what's the? Oh, we don't really have an option. Gosh.
And this hill will spit you out back a beer. So we're going to go down and up and then down again.
And then back up. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So if this was wet, which it's not right now, this would be super dodgy.
Oh, yeah.
What you'd find is the front would probably grip because of the ground pressure of the engine and the transmission, but the ass would be sliding on you. So you have to kind of predict that.
Yeah.
And then rubbing up against this stuff.
Not ideal.
Yeah.
So on this, do I want to try to go around or do I want to try to go over? Probably over, right? Just these two right here.
The back wheels are going to go over anyway, aren't they? So
might as well, right?
yeah, and it's not a huge drop.
Yeah, it's not bad.
You're aware of it, right?
Feathers
So,
are right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. The rest is pretty low key.
I mean, the other thing about being on a low gear, again, if it was wet, you probably want, if it was slidey, you probably want a slightly higher gear to go above.
So the wheel spins instead of promoting the spin.
Yeah. So that it's just above the speed of the slide. Right, we're going up here. So what I would do, the first thing about this is, I'll stop here. This is how we stitch the military up. We say, right, we're going up here.
Yeah.
Right? And before they've even got out and walked it, the first thing that they do is they just do a tight turn and try and go up at an angle. You're like, that's the
Right here?
Yeah. And you're like, well, not all of it, to be fair.
But I go here, reverse,
like,
and get the straight,
remember
right?
the wheels grip, right?
Yeah.
Better when they're facing the direction you're going. It's a pretty obvious thing to say, right?
Totally.
Yeah. But when you're steering, you're asking it to climb and turn.
Yeah.
So you've reduced the grip on the tires, you've increased the resistance, which is crap. Yeah, it's terrible. So yeah, just get the thing lined up.
That's why switchbacks are so difficult, right? Unlike any machine, you really have to account for that.
And
Turn
you've
it.
got to think about the laws of physics. You want to try and make it easy for the truck up here rather than hard.
Difficult.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in.
So the one thing that caught me out up here yesterday, I did this in the same, I was in the trial master, was I locked the rear diff and I went up, and what caught me out was the steering wheel. As I'm used to doing this like Land Cruiser. Hey, let me jump out before you climb this.
Yeah. I'm gonna get lined up.
Are these things still running inside, Key?
The middle one is. I think the one on the left
I think it just
died already,
cut on us.
which is fine.
Yeah, we've got one right here.
Yeah.
We can get our reactions.
Rear.
Neutral.
No, you don't do that. No,
Oh, really?
definitely not. No.
Gotta hold it.
Right, there you go. Okay, so you see it's flashing, and that's because the wheel speed sensors obviously haven't seen the wheels moving because they're not moving.
Not moving. Yeah.
Once we get moving, that will engage. But basically, I would stay over to the left
Okay.
and then to the right, and I'll just guide you through.
Left here, then kind of step it up to the right.
Yeah, and then when you come around, you see where the furthest tree that you can see on the left?
Yep.
You have to come quite close to that tree.
On here.
I'll talk you through it. Really, what we should do is get out. But
Lock it. You've done it. You know. Yeah. I'm not worried about that. So kind of this line, I can see a tire line right here to the left of these two rocks.
What, do you want to walk it?
I think we're good if you've done it. Yeah. Left of this tire. Let's.
I want to make it look like this thing's kicking ass.
Yeah.
Like not. So I wouldn't have it in one. Bad idea. Because you look how loose it is.
Okay.
Yeah. If you have it in one, it's going to spin the wheels quicker. You always climb with the highest practical gear. Yeah.
Do you think? So two.
I'd leave it in two. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. I wouldn't have it in one. One just.
So should I take it with a little speed?
No.
Okay. Left foot brake through this though, definitely, right?
A little.
Or is it steep enough where we don't? Enough to give that torque, but not enough to give any resistance.
Yes.
Okay.
I would be ready on that left foot brake. Whether you could give it a little bit up here, yeah, but you don't want it. It's just barely a touch.
Yeah.
Barely a touch.
So my line here left, sneak right, straight through this, right?
So the other thing is, are you okay with right and left? Because some people are not.
What do you mean by that?
If I say left, you know that it's that way.
Oh yeah.
But some people are not.
Yeah.
But the other way, and then it's
Yeah.
okay. Then you're.
And then you're my way.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see what she will do.
Just crawl.
Yeah, a little bit more gas. You want a bit of momentum because you're not going to do this solely on grip. Keep it a little bit more.
Straight ahead.
Yeah, go just slightly to the left now. That's it. Okay, keep it moving. A little bit left foot braking over this. Now come over to the right. Now to the right.
So we're swinging it around either way. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Okay. Gas.
gas it.
Right, so notice now that our differential lock has
Turned off.
stayed on. So let's do that again.
See if we can get it on.
Right, one.
All right. So give it juice.
There we go.
There it is. Woohoo! That was amazing. That was
You wanna
insane.
You want to stay over to the left.
Left, yeah.
as much as you can.
Right
That
tire
levels out,
across.
yeah, so your right tire's going to be on this little ramp, but you almost move your mirror just on these juniper trees. Go on,
Yeah.
keep it moving. Momentum. Keep going, and stop. Keep going. Good, you good. Keep going, keep going.
There we go.
See?
How is that so easy?
I know, for this, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Left,
Yeah.
right here.
And now you're on the top of that other.
That was what? 7-8 inches probably easy as we're coming uphill to it as well.
A bit more.
Yeah.
So what I do here, because it's a tight turn, I get onto here,
Go up reverse.
do it on this flat bit on top and do a, I wouldn't turn left
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
because it's too much of a transition.
Oh, we got to get Keith in too. I almost left a cameraman.
Well, he's down the bottom, so if he comes,
He's right here.
is he?
Yeah. He followed us up, I think. Right. So next time I need to watch this.
I don't know why, because we did it.
It said,
I turned it off now.
oh, and that's going off.
So it's
And it'll
going
turn off once we get moved.
Yeah, once the wheels turn.
Yeah.
Well, we did do the right thing then. It disengaged there.
Yeah. We had, I saw the warning here and I was like, yeah.
How was that, Keith?
In-house four-wheel drive. Engage.
You just had two?
We're 6,500 feet as well. It probably doesn't help.
Yeah.
Do you want us to do that again?
I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want us to do it again?
I could do another angle if you want to do it again.
I'm more than happy to do it again if that's what we want to do.
Have fun with it. Let's do it again.
Oh yeah, I thought that was super fun.
Cool. I'll stay at the top.
That top shot, I'm still like, I was waiting to go boom boom right up that right side, and it just, I mean that's because you know the route, Tim.
So the best place to stand then, Keith, we drop you off just with drop, and then
On that ledge.
yeah. And now that he knows where he's going, because that was the other thing, I know it and he didn't.
Yeah.
And so now that,
And I didn't.
Pop out right.
yeah. So now that we all kind of know what we're doing.
That's great. Yeah.
I mean, I still know what I'm doing, but you know what you're doing to tell me what to do.
But actually, comparing this to the 100 series Land Cruisers, which
Yeah.
is what we use, which are actually phenomenally capable.
Yeah.
This thing, kind of, you don't realize. I know I say it because I work for company, but these things are terrifically capable.
Yes.
They are. Just as an out-the-box machine, they really are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like a lot of people say about the Trial Master, especially, like,
But even the Field Master,
yeah.
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 I mean, if I had to get a Field Master up there, without in its stock form, without the lock-in diffs, you could do it.
You could do it.
You'd have to use a little bit more momentum and pick your route a little bit more carefully.
Yeah.
But yes, you could absolutely do it.
Yeah.
Even on road tires, we had them in Mexico on road tires, and they were
fine.
just aired down a little bit. Yeah, they were really good. Yeah. The only thing with road tires is in this terrain with all these sharp rocks, you probably end up puncturing your tire.
Yeah.
Because these BFGs are,
That's great. The sidewalls.
much thicker. Yeah.
Oh, I always do that. I'm a manual and I forget and I throw it into first instead of. All right, so we get lined
Yeah,
up.
I do that.
I'll get my diff locked this time, hopefully.
So I would come over to the right a bit
Okay.
and then to the left to get lined up better. That's it. Yeah.
Let's see. A balloon behind us. Do I have enough run up here? I think I do. Now I'm just probably gonna bump those because I tossed them. That's
Yeah,
probably
that's
fine, right?
yeah.
Just straight up and over.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually easier.
Got a solid light.
Okay,
Because I did that just as you were reversing, so the wheel speed sensors sort of.
we caught it.
Yeah.
All right. I think we
So
got
you got a
Keith
better
up there.
idea where we're going, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I left, right,
Yeah.
left,
Uh-huh. Remember that last one?
hug the tree.
Yeah, you wouldn't your mirror almost touching the junipers.
How was I on my line last one? It was good.
The left wheel is just on this shit.
It's just on this.
This-
Yeah.
But the other wheel is what you're trying to do is get it on that big rock, which is almost like a big ramp.
Yeah.
And it's steep, but it's a ramp.
But it's got a good angle to it.
Yeah.
All right. I'll hold a little more momentum this time.
Yeah.
I'm
And
just
you
going
want
to
to keep it moving. I mean, you want to fly up here
Yeah.
and bounce all over the place. But you do need momentum. Yeah. It's not just grip that's going to get you up here.
Yeah.
That's it.
You do need a little.
Yeah, you need a little bit of them.
But that rear diff lock, I feel like I'm cheating.
Slow down a little bit, but keep it moving. Keep it moving, but slow down. There you go. Keep it moving, keep it moving. Well, you are cheating.
I know. I totally are. It's like,
Look at that. Awesome.
no problem. I might as well be going to the grocery store. Right? That is crazy. That's kind of melting my brain a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I mean, that is like, I can't, it's like,
Yeah, I mean, I always say, if you were walking your dog, not that you'd walk your dog, but if you were walking your dog and you saw something like that.
Yeah.
And, with just your dog walking head on, you go, I could drive that. Most normal people
yeah.
you work with, right? We get
Yeah.
tricking out of your mind and drive up there.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it totally, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking, Troy. I can probably take second downhill on this, right?
Try it. Yeah,
Yeah.
try it.
Seemed like first, especially toward the bottom, it was
Yeah,
pushing the...
slow. I mean, if you wanted to use, because it defaults to second, if you wanted to use second and a little bit of brake, as long as you achieve the kind of same,
smoothness,
yeah. And it's
Even off this one right here.
grippy surface, right?
Yeah, it's
I mean, maybe this stuff's a bit loose here on the solid.
not that bad through
It's
here
not
though.
that bad.
Like we're in second now. I'm off the brake, and it's just doing its thing. Oh, teeny bit right here.
And there's no big holes or anything for us to house around, so
Very smooth.
it's fine.
So how high are we here? This is
62 is what I've got.
oh, it says on there, yeah.
This one, when I park in my house in California, it says -33
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're in the sea.
because I'm in the ocean. I mean, I am at about 20, so it's it's within the. We're just right on the water. But
So where do you live then? In California?
do you know where Encinitas is in San Diego, North County, San Diego?
No, not really.
Have you heard of like Carlsbad or
So is that north of San Diego?
Uh-huh.
Right. Okay.
Camp Pendleton?
Yeah.
I'm about 20 minutes south of Camp Pendleton.
Okay. So let's try now that oh yeah, we need to do that.
Yeah. Okay. Second. All right.
Just move forward. Let's see if we get that light solid before we. Right. Awesome. There you go. So stop there. So, do you think you could do it slower?
I think I can do this first section slower as long as I get on the gas on this turn.
Think as long as you keep the momentum going. And the only reason I'm saying doing it slower is because it looks more impressive on camera.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, if you
Less of the boom.
yeah. And that, I think on camera that looks more impressive.
Yeah.
And just what did you call it earlier? Hillbilly, whatever.
cowboy.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You get like a 20-year-old Jeep Cherokee with ball tires.
Yeah.
Skill. Yeah, or bouncing off the rev limiter.
I think I could probably.
Yeah, well, let's try it. I mean,
Yeah.
we've got the rear diff on, so it's going to be. And the only reason for not putting the front one on over, because that would be the other option, is there's lots of steering. And
Yeah,
by doing that is
Gives us wider steer radius.
you're forcing both front wheels to turn at the same speed, and of course you're forcing them not to do that by steering, right?
Yeah.
So mechanically, it's not very good.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. But yeah, see if you can do it a bit slower.
So probably same line here.
It's exactly the same you did before.
You good? All right. I wonder if I take
And then if you
this angle,
yeah, absolutely. If you feel it starting to lose grip, just give it a tiny bit more.
just a little more
Yeah,
juice.
and then a little bit of left foot braking up here. There you go. Yeah. That's it. Keep going, keep it 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 going. Nice. Yes. Well, that's all right. There you go. Keep it going. Yeah. So we don't want to stop ideally.
Yeah.
Easy for me to say, right, sit.
Oh, I've got my left foot on the brake, so when I hit that bump, it hit the brake. That's what happened there.
There you go. Over to the left. Slow down a bit, but keep it moving. That's it.
I think I can take this one actually much slower than I think I can.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, but
I'll just crawl up nice and easy.
there you go. Fantastic.
There we go. Teeny bit of brake at the top
Like
there,
it.
and it just cruises.
And
It's all the car. It's not me.
This is the same car that you drove from California at 80 miles an hour on the freeway, right?
That's the craziest part about it is it's
Yeah.
totally versatile.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, thanks for joining us on this off-road ramble. A little bit different. I hope it's, we've shown you a little bit more what the Grenadier can do. Pretty easy stuff, to be honest, especially for the Grenadier, but it's nice to see it in this sort of rural environment, and great to speak to Jack. It's always good to meet different characters who own Grenadiers, and you can see they're pretty rich characters and very, very different people who get into the Grenadier community. So that's great to see. So yeah, Jack, thanks for spending the afternoon with me.
Thanks, Tim.
And answering all my silly questions and my instruction. So yeah, thanks a lot, guys, for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.